Hey, it's Cranky Craig here with your latest movie review. This is a film that I was really looking forward to. I've been watching the trailers here for a couple months. The Roses is a remake of the 1989 box office hit starring Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner and directed by Danny DeVito and based on the very famous 1980s novel by Warren Adler. It's a dark comedy about a very bitter divorce. This new version stars two of the best actors working in film today, Brits Benedict Cumberbatch and Oscar winner Olivia Colman. This time around, it's directed by Jay Roach, and the screenplay adaptation is credited with Oscar-nominated writer Tony McNarma. Sorry. For Ivy and Theo Rose, it's love at first sight when they meet in London, and after they're married, they move to swanky Northern California coast. Here, Theo enjoys unparalleled success as a very wealthy architect, while Ivy stays at home to look after their bizarre twins. Ivy becomes a gourmet cook just by hanging around the house and cooking for the kids. When Theo's career crashes over an unforeseen freakish accident in one of the very funny scenes in the film, the roles of homemaker and breadwinner switch. Ivy's career starts to take off as she turns her modest restaurant endeavor into a chain, and she becomes a famous chef with articles in the New Yorker, and she's flown all over the world to meet other famous chefs. Bitterness, acrimony, and resentfulness ensues as Theo stays at home and bonds with the children and feels useless, and Ivy just becomes more and more famous. The marriage slowly, very slowly unravels. Kate McKinnon and Andy Samberg play their best friends, Barry and Amy, and I have no idea why these two people are in the movie at all. If you watch the trailers, you see all these little funny clips of the two of them, and they're not funny at all. I've never seen Kate McKinnon not be funny until this movie's. Their characters aren't remotely developed, and they just seem like they're thrown in, and they don't seem plausible friends for the Brits at all. For example, it looks like Andy and Kate are in an SNL skit, while Cumberbatch and Coleman are doing real acting. These different acting styles are just part of the problem with this movie. The two leads are doing a great job. I really loved Cumberbatch in this film, especially. He is so funny. He should do more comedy. Some of the scenes of just him jogging and talking to himself are hysterical. But the middle of this film is just flaccid. It just lies there. The pacing is way off. The attempt to make the marriage feel like a real marriage and the dissolution of the marriage to be real is not funny. It just feels like a drama. And then there's this over-the-top wild third act. By the way, if you watch the trailer and all those ridiculous scenes of revenge and hatred, they're all in the third act, and they're all crammed into 20 minutes. And it feels like two different movies. It feels like the realistic marriage falling apart, and then this wacky dark comedy that's kind of cringe at the last bit. There's no bite in this film for a long time. It really lacks the dark comedy. And then all of a sudden, it's this huge, maniacal story. It has the original shock ending, which I'm certainly not going to spoil. The leads are terrific, but it all just seems over-processed and undercooked until it explodes in a completely incredulous manner. I can't recommend this film. I think the leads are great. It just seems over-processed, seems over-packaged, and every funny scene is only in the trailer, and it just doesn't work. Apologies to Ben and Olivia, and Kate, you need to get a better agent. Anyway, stay tuned for more reviews on by Cranky Craig and Craig's to-do list coming up.